called the penalty is a self-inflicted wound. What do you do about that in the second half?
Well, he didn't say that tonight, and those weren't self-inflicted. You know, a guy goes up and catches a touchdown pass, and they throw a flag. We can't do anything about that flag being thrown. I saw the replay. I saw the play. It looked like a touchdown to me.
Thanks, Coach.
North not happy.
You know what? He's got a reason to not be happy. He really does. I mean, it's two guys going up to make a play. Late flag as it was. Your home run hitter going up, doing what he does best. Crowd is about to get in it. And all of a sudden it sets you back and you have to attempt a field goal. I understand Norris' frustration, but it was called. A flag was thrown, and you just can't put yourself in those situations. And listen to Warren Sapp talk about penalties. They were all about, you got to do that in practice. And I think if you put yourself in better position to make plays, you don't have that happen. I said the ball should have been thrown a half a tick earlier, and he wouldn't have to do any of that.
Raider Jared Cooper, injured on the kickoff coverage, runs off under his own power. And from the 32, Kerry Collins starts by going to Moss. Fifth pass thrown to Randy. Third completed out at midfield for a first down. Sterling, do they have to do more of going to Randy Moss here in the second half?
Absolutely, Mike. And you know what? You got your big free agent, your big offseason acquisition. You have to go to him because you want this crowd into it. It's your night. It's your opportunity to be special. Everybody's watching. And now they come out in the second half, and you see the throw to Randy. They're starting to understand now to use all those things to help win a football game.
It's a good thing that I agree with you, because I would think this is the 100-catch receiver talking to me again. From midfield, Collins on play action. Good catch by Zach Crockett. And the big back out of Florida State takes it to the 33-yard line. He delivered the blow on a gain of 60. Great hands by Crockett.
And I thought he might be the MVP tonight, Mike. I really did. I thought lead blocking, he was going to be special. I thought on the goal line, he would be special. He's showing me his hands. Zach has got the total game, and he's hungry. And he wants to help this football team become more efficient. And so that's why he showed so much emotion after making that catch, because now he's finally getting a chance to get in the flow of the game himself.
Two nice gains for the Raiders on the first two plays of this third quarter. Curry in motion. Collins throws. Receiver fell down. And the pass is incomplete. Jerry Porter just slipped coming out of his break. And as always in the Bay Area, once night sets in, after sunset, ground gets a little slick, and sometimes there are slippage.
And not to mention the field. Look how he starts off in the gravel, Mike, and he's going to end up on grass. The change of footing, you know, weight distribution. But if you get your shoulders over your knees, you don't have that problem. More technical stuff, but that's a catch that he can make. Just a little more technique he needs to work on. Not to mention, he missed a lot of training camp with a hamstring.
Only a couple of stadiums in the NFL where the baseball cutout plays in that first month of the season. What a play by Jared Allen, the second-year defensive end out of Idaho State, to get in there and submarine Lamont Jordan for a loss of 3. Allen lost his starting spot in training camp, even though he was the better pass rusher, able to earn it back because of the injury tonight, and does a nice job here.
Oh, that's just bad. Ron Stone, that's just bad. That right there, you just don't get an opportunity to make a play like that. Be special. Barry Sims, I'm sorry. Barry, you got to get hat on a hat, track it right out the gate, and allow your running back, give your running back the line of scrimmage.
So 3rd and 13, Oakland needs to get to the Kansas City 24. And we'll see if it's Kansas City or if they were induced.
Encroachment, number 98, defense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's just the 3rd flag on Dick Vermeil's team. You know, Sterling, I'm kind of thinking about looking at the, obviously the baseball cutout where the Oakland Athletics play, and our Sunday night game next week will be here, our Sunday night baseball game on ESPN2. Only Miami, where the Florida Marlins and the Dolphins share Dolphin Stadium, and here, I think those are the only 2 facilities in the NFL where you have that issue, and it does become very important for the receiver.
It's definitely an issue, and what you got to understand is your steps should be a little shorter together, a little tighter when you're in the gravel, like you see Ron Curry at the bottom of your screen, and then you got to stretch him out once you get on the grass, but you have to be real careful with footing.
Collins for Moss. Incomplete. Step for step all the way was the linebacker. Kawika Mitchell goes right down the seam to stay in front of Moss. And it's 4th down.
I think that's a great example right there of showing you that the Oakland receivers need to speed up. There's no way Kawika Mitchell can run with Randy Moss. So that shouldn't even be close. But I think if I think they're feeling their way a little bit. They're getting comfortable with each other. A lot of new parts to this machine. Getting comfortable.
Also difficult on the dirt.
Yes.
Place kicking changes.
Yes.
Sebastian Janikowski watches plant foot as he tries a 50-yard field goal attempt. Drifting to the left, and no good. So the Raiders hit 2 pass plays right out of the gate and get first downs. But Janikowski now 7 of 14 career from 50 and beyond with that miss from 50.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
المركز الرياضي برنامج يحجز لكم تذكرة شبه يومية إلى المحافل الدولية. بوابة للحوار حول الأحداث والقضايا الرياضية. خدمة إخبارية متميزة تضعكم دائما في الصفوف الأمامية. المركز الرياضي يبث من الاثنين إلى الجمعة مباشرة على الرياضية.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40. Forterra, soft on the inside, tough on the outside. NikeGridiron.com. And UPS, what can Brown do for you?
Kansas City Chiefs leading 17-10. Able to avoid a Raiders score there on the opening drive in the third quarter. Kawika Mitchell in this improved speed at the linebacker spot, showing up on the third down incompletion to Moss. Trent Green to work. And on first down, Eddie Kennison comes across the middle. He'll pick up 14 for a first down. SportsCenter 30 at 30 update. Here's Steve Levy.
All right, Mike, thanks. Hey, this afternoon, Barry Bonds went big fly. It's the second time since coming back, but it's the first time it was a splashdown job in McCovey Cove. Number 705 as an added bonus. The Giants even won. Sylvania 300 today. Ryan Newman edged Tony Stewart for Newman. His first win of the season comes at a good time, too. It's the first race in the chase for the Nextel Cup. Mike, back to you.
Okay, Steve, all the news all the time. ESPN News, SportsCenter follows the game. NFL primetime after that. 1st and 10 for Green. Right back to Kennison. Nice dancing by Eddie Kennison to take it to the 33. Pick up a 14 and a first down. Sterling, this is a Kansas City team that doesn't have the receiver that jumps out at you, but they all get it done.
Efficient. That's the word you're looking for, Mike. It's efficient, and Eddie Kennison is very efficient. 3 for 37. But watch him get his shoulders over his knees. He knows he's in the ground. They're going to make the catch, now make a guy miss. And that's what Kansas City's doing. They will come out. They're establishing a rhythm now. They're playing a lot faster. They're running a lot more plays at this Oakland Raider defense than the way they started the game in the beginning.
He comes out. Chris Horn comes in this 3-receiver set. Green, 3rd consecutive pass. Nobody open. He takes off. It'll be a gain of a couple of yards. No sack. He was across the line of scrimmage. Bobby Hamilton, who had a solo tackle in the first half. One of the best Raider acquisitions in 2004. Now in his 2nd year in silver and black. Hamilton has played with the Jets, the Patriots, more recently, and Seattle as well.
Trying to find a home, and that's what you got to do. You got to find a home, and you see Randy Moss looking, just wanting another opportunity to get on the field.
Trent Green, of course, with Dick Vermeil in St. Louis, injured before the Kurt Warner/Rams great run to the Super Bowl. Hands to Holmes, Priest Holmes, after being dinged early in the first half, ends up with his 9th carry of the night. Only 13 yards for Holmes. Meantime, Larry Johnson in the first half had a couple of big runs, 6 carries, 34 yards. Overall, the Raiders' run defense in this 4-3, getting out of that 3-4 that none of the players seem to like. It's been better here tonight.
You know, Warren Sapp said it best. He's got his finger on the pulse of the team. If we tackle, we have a chance to win the football game, and they're doing an excellent job of tackling tonight.
The numbers fit the Raiders being in better shape than they are right now here tonight. Green, 3rd down, incomplete. Sammy Parker slipped as he made his break, and that'll force 4th down and about a 45-yard field goal attempt for Lawrence Tynes. Tynes will come in, and much like Sebastian Janikowski, will be kicking off the dirt part of the infield.
This will be a big win. If this field goal's not good, it'll be a big win for the Oakland Raider defense, Mike. It should be a confidence booster if this field goal's not good.
Officially 46 out of the hold of Dustin Colquitt, the Pro Bowl snapper, Kendall Gammon. Blocked. So the Raiders, who blocked an extra point and a punt last week in New England, come up with a third block kick of the season. And Kansas City held off the scoreboard. Might have been Langston Walker coming in the middle with the kick block.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Every year, every season, young players dream of making it to the next level. But the road is long and hard, and it all begins here. College football now airing every week on Orbit ESPN.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Warren Sapp and the Raiders keep the Chiefs off the board, 17-10. Kansas City on top. Raiders take over at the 36. The block was officially credited to the guard, Langston Walker. First down, go ahead, wasn't big fake on play action, as Collins goes deep for Randy Moss, who goes up and makes the catch. Randy Moss, touchdown Oakland. Contact, but Moss, who caught a 73-yarder last week in New England, goes for 64 yards here. Janikowski ties the game at 17.
You know, Mike, Solomon Wilcox, who got me prepared for this job, told me I needed to be ahead of the game. You need to call, try and call what they should do and be right. And I've been begging for this play.
Yes,
I just called for it. And what you got right here is we've been hearing about the vertical passing game. Let your home fans see it. Look at the concentration, Mike. Concentration goes up. He makes the catch. You got a touchdown.
That's the Randy Moss signature. My hand is up. I'm ready for the ball. And for the first time, the black hole erupts as Moss scores and ties the game at 17.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Oh, we can be heroes just for one day. Then we can be heroes just for one day.
The French League now airing every Saturday on Alegría Dia.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
They have not gone to their seats here at McAfee Coliseum in Oakland. Raiders tie the game at 17. Kerry Collins and Randy Moss trying to get on the same page. Hit for the second time this year. Dante Hall hemmed in, escorted out of bounds at the 25, and we go back to the game-tying touchdown.
The Oakland Raiders do a great job, Mike, of setting this up. Tight end outside comes in motion, creates a free release for Randy Moss to use all that room to work one-on-one on the corner, and then the rest of it is just, this is what we do. This is why we brought him in. This is why Kerry Collins is our starting quarterback, and this is why we have a touchdown.
I love the hand. As soon as this hand goes up right there.
Bang, I'm gone.
That's the signal to Kerry Collins, I've got it.
And Kerry still underthrew.
false start. Kansas City, that noise starting to become a big factor.
Number 54 offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Look at the concentration on the catch, Mike. I love this. I love this. This is what he does best. Look at the focus and concentration. There aren't a lot of guys in the National Football League, maybe two, that can make that catch and finish it. This guy's the best in the business at doing that right there.
And this is a lot of what you said. The place is rocking after Moss ignites them. First and 15, Green to Kennison with room to run to the 35-yard line. Trent Green got hit hard on that play, which was a gain of 14.
And you know, a lot of people won't see this at home, but that's Charles Woodson, because he comes in motion and he's telling everybody else, let's in and out this, and he doesn't get to his guy. So, you know, everybody says, oh, great play design by the Kansas City Chiefs and great route by Eddie Kennison. But if Charles Woodson does his job, that is an incomplete pass.
Second and 1. They come back to the more traditional alignment. Receivers split. Holmes is the tailback. Richardson dots the I. And here is Priest. Strung out. Maybe shy of the first down. He is. So a third down coming up. Good pursuit by Oakland there.
And some people say we give Randy Moss way too much credit for doing things that you can't show on film or on video. But you look at the legs of the Oakland Raiders defense now. Now they're playing on the offensive side of the line of scrimmage of Kansas City. Listen to the crowd. And that's all because number 18 figured into the football game. That's all it is. It's all him.
One conversion on third down tonight. And they go, play-action pass. Green keeps it and gets the first down at the 37-yard line. So Trent Green, who took a hard shot 2 plays ago, was holding that ribcage area. Takes a shot in a similar spot, but Susie told you in the first half, the last thing Trent Green wants to hear is injury-prone or anything of the sort, and he will tough it through, as so many quarterbacks do, but he's even more sensitive to it. You remember the play in the preseason, the end of '99, as that Rams offense was ready to explode and on to the Super Bowl. Green injured just as he was back to pass. He didn't do anything to get hurt. He just got rolled up on. Kurt Warner comes in as the hero as Holmes is stopped there for no gain. Susie, it really is a mindset for Trent Green.
I talked to Tony Gonzalez about it before the game. He called Green the most underrated quarterback in the NFL, and it is because of that fearlessness. So many times he stands in the pocket, he takes the huge hit, and he still puts the ball on the money. Tony said next year he has a contract situation coming up. He said he would not want to go anywhere else because he wants to stay and play with Trent Green.
And those are the words from the tight end who's caught the third most balls in the history of the NFL at that position. Here is Green throwing for that said man. Gonzalez, first down, shy of midfield, a pickup of 13.
And he's winning the battle. Norv Turner, the head coach of the Raiders, told us he didn't want this matchup. Tony Gonzalez is matched up against the best cover guy the Raiders have, and Tony Gonzalez is winning the battle, using that big body, creating space, running very cute routes. He's open. His quarterback has an excellent release, gets the ball out quick. We're moving to change because it's a Kansas City first down.
6 minutes left. Third quarter. Wonderful NFL rivalry with yet another great chapter here tonight. Quick toss, Dante Hall. Eludes the first hit, and look out. Down the sideline, a penalty marker is thrown.
Holding. Number 88 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Gonzalez. It was close.
Very close, but he's out of his comfort level. As a tight end, you want to see a tight end block. He's out of his comfort level. There he is. He hooked him, turned him around. Very easy call. Actually, the referee made this call, so it's really, really easy when that guy can make a call on a play that wide. But Tony Gonzalez, a little bit out of his element, blocking for a wide receiver screen. But Best in the business, ladies and gentlemen. And every now and then, the best in the business will find themselves out of position, Mike, to where they have to do things, and there's a penalty.
But he's not an awesome blocker on the offensive front, but he's done a good job inside blocking.
He's very efficient. He's getting his job done. He's not going to dominate you, but he's going to get the job done.
After the flag, 1st and 20. And Green has had the time to throw, and Dante Hall, that's the 2nd in a row for Dante. And here's a guy who you can't use too much. He's in his 6th year out of Texas A&M. He's 5'8", listed at 187.
He's not 187.
I think that may have been after several team meals.
If he's 187, then I'm 187. And I know I'm not. No, I'm up there a little bit. but I found it interesting how Trent Green said we have to be careful how we use him because we can wear him down. And you can, because he's an excellent return guy, and he's setting up field position for this football team, so they do have to be careful. But he is very effective as a wide receiver.
Play 8 of this drive. They bring Holmes, who does not have a lot of yards, but 5 there will give Priest the 1st down. Well, we talked about Tony Gonzalez's comments that Susie relayed, how Trent Green's underappreciated. Well, here's something to appreciate him with. Since 2001, passing yards, Manning, Trent Green, Brett Favre. Try that tomorrow morning at the water cooler, or when you're pounding your chest about how your fantasy football team did this weekend. Nobody's going to guess that Trent Green was 2nd in between Manning and Favre in that number.
I'm sitting here, and I don't believe that graphic because he doesn't get the credit he deserves. But a guy who has an outstanding running game, too, and has that many passing yards as well.
Inside the handoff, Holmes fighting for yards. Laying on the ground, Tommy Kelly trying to pull him down. And Jasper helping to clean it up. We'll have 2nd down coming up.
I'm liking what I'm seeing, Mike, from this Raider defense. No big plays, not giving up the big play. We're not flipping the football field, having a guy catch another 49-yard pass on a blown assignment. We're not having that. We're making the Kansas City Chiefs work, and if you look Oakland Raiders, you're going, all we got to do is stay strong right here. Stay strong. Somebody make a play.
They'll go empty here as Holmes goes to the top of your screen. And he's the lone eligible receiver on that side. They come near side to Gonzalez. Trying to sprint through the arm tackle of Fabian Washington, but the 1st-round draft pick out of Nebraska pulls down Gonzalez. About a yard shy of the 1st down. We'll have 3rd and less than 1 coming up.
You know, Tony Gonzalez and I have had a lot of fun over the years about who's the best receiver. Of course, he's compared to my brother, Kellen Winslow, some of the all-time greats. But the guy's efficient and effective and is the best in the business right now. Over 100 catches last year. All he does is get open. All he does is do his job, and he's better at doing his job than the guys covering him are doing theirs. He's a fantastic talent to watch and an outstanding talent to throw to if you're Trent Green.
3rd and 1. And Holmes, 1st down and more. Priest Holmes into the secondary. Got a good block downfield from Parker to take it inside the 10-yard line. Brian Waters, the guard who doesn't get talked about with Will Shields on the other side, came out and led this play.
Why don't we just run left? That's what we do. We do that if Willie Rose's in the game. We do that if he's home in Kansas City. Why don't we just stay true to our identity? And you know what? You see the line of scrimmage is being given to Priest Holmes, and all you got to do is run through a hole. And that's what Priest does as good as any back in the league, because the Kansas City Chiefs are doing what they do best, and that is running their left.
That game was 20. His prior 13 carries tonight total 20 yards. 1st and goal as the Chiefs try to respond. They bring Larry Johnson in, and he is stopped for the loss of a yard. A penalty marker's down as Derek Gibson, the strong safety, came up to
holding. Number 65, offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
That is Jordan Black, who's in for Willie Rofe. If you were not with us, Rofe injuring his left hamstring last week. He is back in Kansas City, the 10-time Pro Bowler. Missing here tonight, a rare missed game for Willie Rofe.
And see, Randy's got this defense playing because normally the 2004 version of this Oakland Raider defense would have already given up a touchdown by now. But because of that guy and what he brings, and Warren Sapp talked about it, he forces everybody to be accountable, and the Oakland Raider defense is putting up an excellent fight against this offense.
1st and goal now from the 19, and Green, everything covered downfield, escapes and is brought down. That'll be a sack, a loss of a yard. Another penalty marker's down. Derek Burgess, acquired from the Eagles, made the play, and this may be another flag against the Chiefs.
It's holding again. Has to be.
Holding, number 65 offense. 10-yard penalty and keep first down.
Back-to-back on Jordan Black.
Okay, he's usually the starting right tackle. He's a little bit out of position. Outstanding talent. A little bit out of position, though. But what you're seeing now is fatigue because this offense has been on the field for a while now. So he's getting a little tired. So he's not moving his feet. So he's using his arms, grabbing a little bit more. And now, instead of being way down yonder on the 10-yard line, they find themselves on the 29-yard line. First and goal from the 29.
To Lawrence Grant, really an outside linebacker as the rush on Black at the top of your screen. They'll run it Holmes that way, and he stumbles forward for 4 to the 25-yard line. Danny Clark out of Illinois cleaned that up. Second year as a Raider out of Jacksonville. Guy wants to get into this business when all is said and done. Very well spoken, young man.
Hey, it's an awful business. Don't even attempt to do it. They work you way too hard. I'm trying to protect my seat, Mike. But
your seat?
I'm trying to protect my
Theismann's seat and McGuire's seat. You're just ringing for the night.
Oh yeah, that's right. My bad. I just got carried away there, didn't I? I'm sorry. Sorry, Joe and Mike.
Mike Patrick, Joe, Paul will be watching tonight and then joining you tomorrow night from the Meadowlands for the Saints and Giants. Final minute, here is Green down the middle, nearly intercepted on the deflection. Clark almost able to come up with it as Woodson was there on coverage.
I'm telling you, Mike, I'm liking what I'm seeing from this Raider defense. Watch Charles Woodson. He's passing people off. Watch him jump in the hole. Come get it. Believe what he saw. All you got to do is make the catch. That's why he's a defensive back. He doesn't have real good hands. But I tell you what, I'm liking what I see from this Raider defense because they're communicating. They're confident that the other guy's going to do his job and allow you to do your job. I like what I'm seeing from this Raider defense.
3rd and goal. They run with Holmes. Gains 3. Make it officially 4, and we'll have about a 49-yard field goal from Tynes coming up.
I tell you what I don't like there, Mike. I don't like the call. I like the running play, but what I don't like is where they're running the football to, because here's what you got. You got your kicker back kicking in the same thing that he was kicking in before, where he can't really power it away.
And they have to kick it here because the play clock and the game clock are synced up. Wouldn't matter. Either kick would come from the dirt portion of the infield.
You're right.
A 39-yard field goal attempt for Tynes. Good job where that block came from last time. The Chiefs just cemented the top.
Mowed him down.
Raider rush.
Yeah, mowed him down.
And Tynes connects on the field goal. Randy Moss and the Raiders back on the field to start the 4th quarter. Kansas City on top by 3.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Conducting electromagnet.
Got the latest phone.
GPS with mapping software. Chip calculator. Game Boy.
Game Boy?
Then get the latest films via mobile SNS on TV Max, your home movie theater.
iPhone does all that.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Off we go to the 4th quarter. McAfee Coliseum in Oakland with Susie Colbert and Sterling Sharp, Mike Tirico. Chiefs 20, Raiders 17. 7-0 Kansas City after 1. 17-10 the Chiefs lead after halftime. The only touchdown of the 3rd quarter, the 64-yarder to Randy Moss. But Tony Gonzalez and the Chiefs offense lined up for 19 plays in the last drive. You had penalties involved there as well. It ends up being a 15-play, 9-minute-plus drive. But they lined up for 19 plays.
And got a field goal. So I'm going to say victory goes to the Oakland Raiders defense on that.
Lawrence Tynes the kickoff. Chris Carr, the Boise State rookie, brings it out to the 30-yard line. Comes down in the arms of Jerome Woods. So the Raider offense back on the field, trying to cut into the lead. The last time they were on the field, Randy Moss took it 64 yards. He's over 100 for the night. As usual, shining in prime time. We'll see if he and Kerry Collins can get the Raiders on the board again next.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
توجه الأضواء الجديدة على الدوري الهولندي. انضموا إلى أحمد شوبير وهو يستعرض مع أبرز المحللين والضيوف آخر الأخبار والنتائج والمراكز وأهم اللقطات من الدوري الهولندي. الدوري الهولندي في أسبوع يبث حاليا كل ثلاثاء على الرياضية.
Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Well, taking into account the Sunday nighters, the Monday night, the Thursday night opener this year, Randy Moss, when the lights are on and everybody's watching, performs quite well. The Raiders start this drive from their own 31-yard with Lamont Jordan. And we check in with Susie Colbert.
Well, one of the most heated rivalries in football, creating fireworks. KC dooted on the ground. Priest Holmes dives in. Larry Johnson, he scores a touchdown, but Randy Moss providing the biggest play of the game. The 64-yard touchdown strike from Kerry Collins. Kansas City up 20-17. Guys, what do you think of these two defenses?
I like the defenses. I tell you what, they definitely improved, Susie. They are making the other offenses work. They are forcing quarterbacks into some throws that they would normally make. I think both of these defenses come into this football game and they've proven to me that they're definitely better. Now, Kansas City's offense we know is outstanding, and they're looking like a playoff team right now. And I think the Oakland Raiders, when they figure out the pieces to the offensive puzzle, I mean, Mike, you just mentioned the 15-play drive. They lined up for 19 plays. The Oakland Raider defense did versus Kansas City, and forced Kansas City to kick a field goal. That was unheard of the last 2 years from this football team.
And Susie brings up that very cogent point because of last year, Chiefs 29th in the league, points allowed, Raiders 31st. 3rd and 7. And the throw to Moss is caught but a yard shy of the first down. As he came back for the ball, Patrick Surtain made sure he didn't go any farther, so the Raiders will punt it away.
Now, a lot of people say, I don't like that call because Randy Moss didn't run to get the first down. Well, that's not the offense. The offense is, let's throw it to him. Let's hope that the defensive back is off far enough. We get the ball out of the quarterback's hands. He catches it. He makes a guy miss or fall forward for a first down. So that's just a throw that took him out of bounds. So it's a good call. It's a safe call. And now you're just playing field position to get yourself back into this football game for a field goal or a game-winning touchdown.
Shane Leckler, #1 all-time NFL in average yards per punt. Adds 57 to the total with that kick. And Dante Hall trying to pick up the picket line down the sideline. He's knocked out of bounds at the 23. Trent Green of the Chiefs trying to protect their 3-point lead.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
The world's most renowned race courses, the most sought-after horses, the most prominent jockeys, and top prize money all come together. Horse racing now airing on Orbit.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by Kia Motors, the power to surprise. Miller Lite, great taste, less filling. Miller, good call. Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. With Visa, you're protected. And Dockers, men, women, home, dressed to live.
Welcome to the black hole! Welcome to Oakland! Yeah!
Sterling, the scary thing is you and I will be back on a Saturday night on New Year's Eve to close the season here.
You might be by yourself.
First down for Trent Green. He throws the